all pharmacy leaders, esteemed pharmacists, and distinguished audience. My name is Pharmacist Adeoye Shobande, and I work with PBR Life Sciences, and I'm going to be co-facilitating our session with my colleague, Pharmacist Julie Wole Ajayi. And today we are going to be, discussing a very interesting topic in the spirit of all the conversations around digital transformation, AI, machine learning. And we are going to be looking at how do we leverage innovative technology to harness the power of data to unlock value for Nigerian industrial pharmacists. I know in the course of today, there's been a lot of conversations around AI, machine learning. And I'm very proud to let us know that it is not far from us. And we'll be letting us know something exciting that PBR is doing to leverage AI and machine learning in Nigeria. So, next slide, please. So this is just how the presentation is going to go. So we'll be looking at some of the critical questions that business leaders like yourself are quite interested in. What are the current challenges with data in our environment and our pioneering solution? Next slide, please. Sorry, can we hear me? I just want us to have our attention for 10 minutes. This is very key, right? So a little bit about PBR. PBR is a company focused on transforming healthcare by leveraging big data and machine learning to transform healthcare in Africa and emerging markets. Our head office is based in London, UK, and our sub-Saharan African office is in Lagos. And I'm proud to say that at a company that is focused on technology, 70% of the people in this team are actually pharmacists, which shows that there are more and more pharmacists that have the capacity to support with technology to help our everyday business. Next slide, please. These are some of the companies that we have worked with, so we are not a new company. We've been working with different pharmaceutical companies from Sanofi to Emzor to Roche. We've worked with consumer companies like P&G and Reckitt, medical device companies, and even academia. We have worked with United States Pharmacopoeia. We've worked with consulting firms. Again, showing that we're a company that truly understands the terrain in Nigeria, leveraging technology. Next slide. So what are those important questions that pharma leaders are usually asking anytime we engage with them, which is always something that is big on their mind? And we've summarized it in about 4 blocks based on the interactions that we've had. One of the big questions is, how do I reduce expiry? After investing a lot of money in bringing the products to the market, how can I reduce expiry? How do I ensure that my forecasting is right? It is not just a Nigerian problem. In emerging markets, it is a $10 billion problem, right? And it's a big challenge. The second one is, how do I know which portfolio to invest in? There's a lot of conversations around, medicine security and the need for us to improve our capacity from 30% local production to maybe 50 or 70%. But the question is that, where should I invest in? Which therapy area should I invest in? When I'm putting an upgrade in my machine line, which therapy area should I invest in so that I don't lose that money? And then when we make the finished goods, what pricing should I take? How will I price my product competitively in the market so that, those products can really be of value, to the citizens at the end of the day? Then where do I play? Should I start in Lagos? Should I start in Abuja? Or should I start, nationally? At the crux of all the conversations that I've mentioned, data is very, very important in making those business decisions. But usually there's a myth around data. We don't have data in our environment. Data is not available. I'm here to tell us today, data is very much available. However, there's a problem with the data that we have today in Nigeria. The first one is that the data exists, but it is unstructured, and it is fragmented. There are multiple data points. So these are the questions to ask. Which data should I start with? Should I start with retail pharmacy data? Should I start with hospital data? Should I start with impulse data? What kind of data is important for me to make my business decisions? The second one is very technical and perhaps the most challenging. How do I aggregate and standardize this data? Nigeria's distribution system could be quite complex. Multiple players, pharmacies, retailers, distributors, and wholesalers. What tools do I have to standardize and aggregate that data? And then lastly, who has the expertise to put all of this together? Those are three critical questions, to answer. Next slide. We have found out that for a lot of the decisions that we will make, retail pharmacy data is very important. Why? Because retail pharmacy data is more like consumption data. It tells us per time what is actually happening in the field. We're not saying that other types of data like hospital data or impulse data are not important. But for a lot of business planning, it's probably important that we prioritize, the data that we can at least get at the consumption level end. But the challenge is, how do we get the data from retail? Next slide, please. Now, this is the biggest challenge. So we can imagine that there are 6,500 pharmacies in Nigeria. Officially, I think we have over about 600 wholesalers in Nigeria. How do we aggregate this data? This is the biggest challenge. And the only way we can solve this is by leveraging technology. If we do not leverage technology, if we don't use AI, if we don't use machine learning, all those big terminologies that we read on the internet, this is really the solution to that problem. For us to be able to aggregate and standardize this data in line with global best practice. I'm pleased to inform us today, for the first time in sub-Saharan Africa, right here in Nigeria, PBR is starting a new movement for us to democratize healthcare data, leveraging the latest technology, AI, machine learning, to standardize data and make it available for use for planning for our companies. Ladies and gentlemen, I would allow our Director of Marketing, Julie Wole Ajayi, unveil what we have been cooking for the last 2 years at PBR, and we are launching for the first time at the NAIP conference. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Julie Wole Ajayi to take the concluding part of this.
Thank you very much, Deoye. Good afternoon. I stand on every existing protocol. I wish I could have had 100% attention, because what I'm about to do here in the next 2 minutes is something that that is going to be beneficial for every company here, right? PBR has worked with NAIP. I remember I was here last year, and we told you we will work with you, we would listen to you, and then we will go back and bring a state-of-the-art solution for you. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and visionary leaders present, my name is Julie Wole Ajayi. I'm the head of marketing and customer success for PBR, and I am doing this with great excitement. I stand on all existing protocol to proudly showcase our state-of-the-art, transformative, never been seen in sub-Saharan Africa, a software solution for pharma business planning and your investment tracking. Today, we are privileged to stand with NAIP, being the first platform we are launching this. We are happy to show you how to unlock commercial success. It is time for you to start getting your return on investment. The new order is here. We introduce Versus, where you would see your quantitative market share, you would see your performance tracking, your competition information. because you do not work in a silo. It is time for you to go beyond your own company data to other data. The future is now. Please, we introduce to you Versus. Please, next slide, as we play the last 2 minutes video.